And a very warm welcome to you on a thankfully dry day on the Tour of Poland. This Pro Series event has got an escapee, and he's been out there for rather a long time. It's the second day, of course, and after the rather miserable conditions of yesterday's team time trial, the Intel Action Unique team of Poland, they're the wildcard entry here, have decided to let one of theirs off the leash. It's Łukasz Bodnar who's out in front. He is Polish time trial champion, and as a result he's kind of stretching his legs at the moment. Maximum escape that he had out there, 14 minutes. It's been cut to 7 minutes now by the chasers. But I can tell you, David, it was a difficult one for him. He's just gone hell for leather to get the publicity, I think, early on.
I think, and also, as it's a flat day today, it was an opportunity for him to sort of go out and do that on his own. And interesting enough, of course, it's all going to be down to at the end of the day, the time bonuses on the intermediate sprints. He's been out there picking up the time bonuses so far. So at the end of it, come gathering across the line, they've got, 10, 6 and 4 seconds to split them. Because at the moment, despite yesterday, when we had that terrible problem with the rain, they've started today at scratch, and so it could be down to taking the leader's jersey, end of it all, down to the time bonus at the end of the day. Well, the intermediate sprint so far, there are only 3 seconds at each. Even if he got the 9, if he did get all those, then in the end he still won't win if he wins the stage. So he's having a bit of a moment of glory out there, because this is a Pro Tour race, and the top Pro Tour teams are all here, but they've allowed 2 wildcard teams in from Poland, and of course therefore you'll often find something like this, that the local teams will want to show before the big guns start to fire. So good luck to him, I say.
And here is Łukasz Bodnar. Tremendous individual effort. It's about now where he's just going to start feeling the real pain of having been out there and this tremendous solo effort. The rest of the peloton are starting to think about it and trying to wind him in. I think he might just do this, you know. It'll be heartbreak time if he doesn't, because he's put in such an effort today. 202 kilometres, and for all bar around about 35 of those, he's been on his lonesome out front. Tremendous push by the young man. So Polish time trialers, take your hat off to them. And he clearly, if you just look at the pace of him and the pace of the peloton, they are starting to pick it up now, and the gap is just starting to close, because they've suddenly got a little bit of belief that it may well be possible to wind him in here, David.
Yeah, and again, you see that one man on his own, he's got a new lease of life. He's determined to have a go here. They're going to catch him any minute now. But
inside,
the thing about it, that group behind, they're going to get him at some point in time. But they all, it's not like they can't change over that easy. So whoever's on the front now, when he goes back, he can't go too far back because there's no gaps opening up. So the leading riders here have got to stay out there for an awful long time and then give up. And so that they don't want to go too fast. It's not their job to catch him. Their job is just to keep the speed up, to stop anybody going off the wheel and jumping away. The speed will go up now, so in a long string, and you can't really jump away from it. That's the whole objective now. And therefore, as I said to you before, I think it'll be about 2 riders have been delegated to be in front of the best sprinter. So there'll be like dribs and drabs of them down there. Yes, the Lampre at the moment have got the majority because they've got the leader's jersey. But after a while, when we start to go towards who's going to win the stage today, they've been out there doing a lot of work. It'll thin down to get less number of riders in front of the sprint specialists.
Well, I think a little bit of a round of applause from up here for Łukasz Bodnar, who really has been tremendous out there today. There he is, absolutely swamped, and I suspect he may well just ease up, because there's not going to be much of it.
How close did I say you get to finish before he got caught?
All right, you got it right. 10 kilometres you actually said at the beginning, and you're just about bang on. There you go, you see. Double D has done it again.
Oh my God, can I take the rest of the day off?
Well, David, any predictions here at this early stage?
Well, I think at the moment it looked a bit unusual that we hadn't seen the Rabobank team starting to move up, because they've got their best man Graham Brown in with the sprint today, and he's got a lot of Australians riding with him, Matthew Heyman and the younger William Walker, who was their under 23 national champion. In fact, he won the national champion a couple of years ago, I think it was. So he's got a lot of friends around about him, and the Rabobank team, I saw on the long shot, were a long way off the pace, and so at the moment they're either hanging back. It's orange coloured jerseys, and they're in dribs and drabs, so perhaps Mr. Brown's sulking again. He gets like that from time to time, but if he gets his act together, mind you, he doesn't need a lot of lead out people. He's quite capable. Brown's one of those chaps who can sit in the wheels and come and push his own way through to get in the right place at the right time. So if the orange jerseys aren't moving through, then he said, I'll look after myself on this particular circuit.
Just looking out towards the left of your screen, we've got Discovery. I think it might be Steve Cummings actually just setting himself up here for a burn. We have, of course, 13 right-hand corners, and we have 3 hairpins, and that's slowing them down tremendously. They're almost coming to a dead halt within the bunch, and that stop-start is really starting to let the leaders stretch away here. They're going through individually, and when you get a big bunch coming and cramming down into a 180-degree hairpin, it literally pulls the string apart here. And out front, you've got action about to start getting underway. Lamprey want this one. It's clear their intent. They've got 4, 5, 6 riders all ready to make the pounce here, and we're starting to see Crédit Agricole starting to make their Liquigas also making themselves felt here. And just take a look at this. Here we have a classic example. Round it goes. Short coursing for some of them there. That's a bit of naughty boy action. But look at the rest of the peloton. Absolutely bunched up, dead, locked together. And that is letting the lead group here, David, just sort themselves out for individual sprints for home.
We're seeing something here, apart from the fact they're taking shortcuts, which I think the judge will quickly find out and block that before very long, is that an unusual sight there. We had the yellow jersey, actually for Lamprey, on the front, leading the string through, because although he's got the yellow jersey after yesterday's time trial, because he was the first man across the line in that time trial yesterday, that's why he's got the yellow jersey. He's not in with the shout to win the stage today, because he's got those sprinters in there. Baldato will lead out Ballan. There's no doubt about it. That's the setup today. So we've seen a yellow jersey working hard for another teammate who's going to, if he wins the stage today, his teammate will take the stage, and also with a 10-second bonus will put him into the leader's jersey. So the winner today will not only win the stage, but he'll take the leader's jersey. So that's what he was working for there in the yellow jersey, recognising it's going to be a sprint out, probably with Baldato leading at Ballan if they just keep their act together. But he's been on the front pretty a long time today.
They've worked hard.
Yep, so other people will start to come up towards him, I think, and well, certainly we've been picking out Graham Brown as a possibility, but Brown, look at the orange jersey. Now, there are 2 sort of orange jerseys. The orange ones with bits of lighter white round about them, that's the Rabobank team, but the other orange jerseys are those from the Escatel of Escudi team. And I saw 1 or 2 of their riders beginning to go near the front, but they should be drifting off the back. They're not the great sprinters. Two.
Well, there we go. Sorry, we're just double checking on ourselves there. We're just checking that this is not the run for home. We think we've come by the 3 kilometres to go twice. Yeah. So once more round this tight, twisty circuit. And in fact, they have eased off here just ever so slightly, but their intent is there for all to see. Terrific work by Lucas Bodnar. I thought he'd be in the leader's jersey today, but well, all credit to him for what he's done.
No, absolutely. He just have to go back to his hotel tonight and get the good. Oh, yeah, somebody's come off. This is half the trouble with these twists and turns.
Yeah.
And again, I think be interested to see if the judges say, well, we'll give them all the same time at the feel off the back if they're brought down. We'll have to wait and see on that one when the results come.
Well, the hairpins really are a nightmare, and we have there is Roberto Longo, our leader's jersey, yellow, running in what, 3rd, 4th spot at the moment, but heavily protected by Lamprey. They were the team with the most intent yesterday. Went out, won the team time trial, and it was all about protecting that. Look how close they're getting to these barriers, David, and there's a lot of spare barrier legs hanging over here. Normally we get sort of angled hoardings to protect the riders, and it's when they bunch up coming into it that's going to be the difficulty.
Tail and Charlie.
Yeah.
The front, that's why the Lamprey team are doing it. And they've got the skill in there, because this Baldato, he's been a pro since 1991. He's had some 39 victories coming to this year. He's won stage in the Tour de France and the Tour of Italy and so on. So Baldato knows what it's all about. He probably hasn't got the punch that he used to have, but certainly he can help Alexander Ballan, who you said earlier on, he won the Tour of Flanders this year, had a couple of victories in 2005, 1 victory last year. He's an up-and-coming rider, no doubt about it, is Ballan, and I think those 2 have worked it out right now. But will anybody else come along and spoil the party? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, Alessandro Ballan is a classic specialist, and well, he will won the Tour of Flanders, as you say. He and Fabio Baldato, Matteo Bono as well, has just dropped off the pace. He's gone backwards just very slightly. I think he'd actually been keeping the pace up. He'd been pacing his own team, if you like. And well, here they come. This is the end of proceedings. That's the 1 kilometre to go mark, but they will go round once more, and then we will be calling it in next time by.
Do you want me to call for the victor now? Go for 112 then. Gerard Ciolek from the T-Mobile squad. I think he's in with a shout. He's got Bernard Eisel as his lead-out man, who's a very skilled rider as well. And I'm going to wait and see the pink jersey, not the pink and blue ones, but pink jerseys start to come through, because I've got Sir Ciolek down here. A couple of victories recently in the Tour of Germany, so he's in good form, no doubt about it. And I've got a suspicion that he could be in with a shout. He's a young rider, big, bulky sort of chap. And I can't see these team jerseys starting to move up yet at all, but the CSC have started to put some riders up there. Well, they're trying to go for a long lone one, by the way. People like Jens Vogt might sort of jump off and try and go for a bit of a lone one. Whoops.
Some shortcutting still going on here. They're going to have to sort that out, David.
Yeah.
It's going to be not so crucial now, but it will be when it comes to the final run for home. And they're just starting to be eaten in here, Lamprey. They've done so much of the work today, and they're trying to get the block on at the front just to protect their front riders. They're doing a great job of it as well, you have to say, but still they've got sacrificial lambs being sent out there. Matteo Bono, one of those, and Danilo and Napolitano also. They're the pacemen, if you like, trying to protect the yellow jersey, and still, well, adjustment time. Look at this. How is this for showmanship? Who wants this? Take some of that.
You know, I think we could have an unusual finish here at the moment. Whilst we pick up one or two of the sprinters who should be doing well in this one, because it's not, there aren't as many sprinters as we'd expect to have. As they've now got just about some 12 k's yet to go.
Well, that's 2 loops. Yes, well, there you go. Getting down to the business end of the second stage, live here on Eurosport 2. Thanks for your company. The Vuelta, of course, going on, the Tour of Great Britain as well. It's a busy time for cyclists in general, but this Pro Tour Series has drawn the top 20 teams here. There are some stars in action, and they are on display right now, David.
At long last, to hear the orange and blue jersey of the Rabobank team start to move forward for Graham Brown. They took a long time to get there, but they've got one man up there, and I suspect Brown is stuck in his back wheel at the moment.
Absolutely, they're staying there. Graham Brown, he can be erratic, he can be the incredible sulk, but if he gets something today, nobody grins wider when it's going right.
No, most of the time I speak, I'm crook, Davey, I'm crook. He has some trouble with his ankle, actually. He's always crook with his ankle.
Well, he's got Matty Heyman as well, and Billy Walker as well on board, don't forget. The great Dutch-Australian outfit, and well, just watch out for them. They're a tremendous team. We saw them laughing and joking going around the team time trial yesterday. It's all serious now, very, very focused, grim-faced as they come onto the final run for home here. We're on the last loop of this rather unusual 6.3 kilometers, which they've done 3 times, and they're on the third and final loop of it right now, and they've fought back Lamprey here, and they're just trying to box in the Rabobank rider at the moment. Just haven't quite got an idea on him just for now. We think he might be Graham Brown.
And the Francis de Jure putting a rider up there in the white. He's on his own at the moment. Could be Sandy Cazar, by the way. Another chap who'd like to go a bit of a lone rider in towards the end, but I don't think he's going to get that chance the way in which still the riders from Lamprey are keeping the pace up. But also saw one or two other teams beginning to send just 1 and 2 men up there. So it's all fragmented. I think if you're more than about sort of 35, 40 back in the front, you're just riding into the finish right now. Anybody's in with a shout to go for this one has got to be up there in that top 20.
Yes, you can see it stringing out further down of the line. Everyone now just trying to stay with the main bunch so that they get the same time. If there's any visible gap, of course, the clocks will roll upon them. But look at this, David. They are all jinking for position. There's a lot of defending going on here as well, you've got to say. They're coming around on another 180. Be careful, lads. Don't get too tight on the inside, otherwise it's going to cause bumping and bruising. Just a little bit of naughtiness there. I think one of the T-Mobile boys just got it a little bit slack coming in. He's held up and just broken it up from about 15 man down. And look at this. It's an absolute log jam as they come round here. I'm not sure of the wisdom of it, David.
Well, it's entertaining the crowd. It's not that bad, and it's maybe you sit on the edge of your seat. So I hope you've turned Grandma's face to the wall, by the way, because it could have a hell of a finish with that girl and some bodies all over the place. It's going to be one of those days today. Thank goodness it's dry, by the way. Anything like we had yesterday, it would have been mayhem. But there we are. They're setting themselves up. And still, the Lamprey, my goodness, they could get the team of the month, I think, on this occasion, where they've ridden their socks off today. But in reality, they're doing the work. But they've got the guys who could win the sprint today. But my money's still going the T-Mobile colours with Schilek going for it today. We shall see.
Well, just watch out for Maximilian Meglinsky as well. He won a stage of the Tour in Libéré. He's in there as well for the Astana boys, and a lot of conversations going on at the moment between them all. And
oh yeah, this is what happens. Slow down they go, bang!
Slingshot way round the outside, and it's an escapee. Let's take a look.
Is that Verkleef? It's just
3 kilometres remaining only here, David. It's the run-in. Will anyone go with him? Nobody has. Caught napping. Well, the conversations were whizzing on, and all of a sudden, and look at this. Well, will they catch him? I think Lampre haven't got the legs. They've been working so hard here. He thinks he's got it. He thinks he's got it.
This is typically Tomac Vogler's territory, by the way. We can't really see from here, but this is exactly the sort of thing he's inclined to do, and he does it deliberately. He has a go, but I don't think he's got the legs, actually, at the moment. He did that super ride just the other week, but he's still going. There's exactly Thomas Vogel's type tactics. He rides the Bouygues Telecom team. They've got this sort of light blue and whitish coloured jersey. That's the best thing I can pick up. A, because it looks like his jersey, and B, because that's his sort of tactics. What a great character. Took that yellow jersey Tour de France a few years ago when he went away with that break on day 3 it was, but I think they're going to snaffle him now. So it's all
he has been snaffled. He's run wide here. He's had his moment of glory. Almost got into the barriers, and Lampre have fought back hard here. They were peeling off. They were 5 not very long ago. They're down to 3 because they've been sacrificing men out front. Bang, 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 and they've all fallen by the wayside. There's 3 remaining here, David. Can they hold on to it?
And one of the riders from the it is Rabobank riders managed to get somebody in there at the moment, and looking down there, they're all down into single numbers almost now. Quickstep have got a rider in there as well for the sprint finish coming up here. He's about 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth back, I think, and still the pushing and shoving.
Well, it's time to start barrel rolling. We're approaching the final kilometre here, and this is where it all comes for dividends. Will they be paid out, and will it be Lampre after such a long day here, or are they going to get it stolen? Liquigas starting to move up into position here. Astana also starting to think about it here, David. Left and right, pincer movements, and Lampre are going to get eaten up here. They're going to get eaten up after so much hard work.
They've been doing all the work so far, but right now they've had enough, and it's still anybody's chance. Looking back there, can't see what's happened then to the T-Mobile rider Ciolek, because the pink and white jerseys, looking down here, they don't seem to be in with a shout at the moment. Astana have done quite a bit of work to get men up in the front. It's anybody's race at the moment, isn't it?
Absolutely anybody's race. Round they come, just hoping they keep it nice and calm here. Finish lines, they're starting to sniff at it, and Lampre pick it up again. It's an enormous pace, David, as they come across the line here, but bidding for it. Who's going to get it at the finish? Well, 1 kilometre remaining, only 1,000 metres to go here, and finally they've come through and come good, surely.
Yes, it looks as if the Lampre is going to get this one, but sitting back there in the slipstream, Ballan is still in there at the moment, but he's still looking good, though. He's still looking good back there, Ballan. 1, 2, 3, 4 back. Looks over his shoulder. Looks quite confident at the moment. Is he going to get swarmed around about? He's looking cool, looking calm, still looking very confident. Amazing. And then suddenly this looks like Ciolek's coming on the far side.
Burned through.
Yes, Ciolek is the man I've picked to try and get it today. Will he hang on in there?
Well, will he? It's a huge ask here. Suddenly they're backing off as they come onto the final turn for home. This is the last blast, if you're right. This is where you've got to gasp it. And Ciolek has a look at it, and he steps up the pace, and all of a sudden the front end is freaking out here.
Nibali, it is Nibali driving there. This is typical tactics, little guy. Can he stay out there all the way through? I'm not so sure if he can make it all the way through to finish.
Well, he bides his time, just hoping it's all open mouth here. They're pumping it, and 6 or 7 riders still in with a chance, David, here.
Hasselbacher there, the white jersey from Astana is now backed off. He looked good at one time, and then again it's going to be from the Quick-Step squad. Is he going to be there? No, Brown's on the inside, and he coming through now. In fact, is it Brown going for the victory here, thumping his way through? Rabobank looks like they've got this one stuff on the line. That's it.
Superb stuff. What a finish we had there. Broken hearts for Lampre. They've been pumping away all day and just couldn't make it stick towards the end. Tremendous drive for home, and not much space to accommodate the cruisers across the line. They were working hard there, David. What a finish.
Yes, I need to look at that, whether it was Brown or Heyman, because it was certainly coming across the line. We'll wait to double check on that one as they whiz through there, but certainly no doubt about it. Rabobank kept their cards, kept themselves cool and waited for it, but in the end it came that way.
Well, Roberto Longo with the leader's jersey, and just milking that for all it is worth. We're just trying to get an ident for you here. Well, congratulations to Rabobank, and what it is, Graham Brown, super job by him. Well, the incredible Sulk is now king of grid. The king of grid got it in right at the end there. He absolutely played that strategy to perfection there. They were always there or thereabouts. It was Liquigas who were doing some of the work as well. They were over-focused, I think, on the Lamprey boys. But Rabobank, well, they played that game of chess in the run for home to perfection. The air horns go up. We had a classic end to that one. Absolutely superb. The stragglers coming across the line now. We've had a couple of folders further down, but it's been low-speed stuff, thank goodness. I know that you know, it's easy to dismiss low-speed injuries, but more on that in a moment. This is the run in for home, and we really thought the little fella from Liquigas had actually got it here, but it wasn't to be, David.
And Ballan was beginning to go backwards as well.
Look how far Brown is at this point off the pace.
He just waited. I mean, this is a track sprinter that he's been over the years gone by. He knows his way, he knows when to come through, he knows which of the gaps to go through.
Well, he's using his wingman, Matty Heyman, there, and he comes out wide here and all of a sudden sees some space, and it's right now that he's able to turn it on, and the drive for home starts right now. Look at the grit and determination. He had a lot of riders to beat out there, a lot of talent in front of him and around him. They worked well. Look at them muscling in and creating space here.
Getting on the right wheel. See how he went from wheel to wheel to wheel to wheel. That's typical sprinter's tactics. And then when he saw it off and he absolutely timed it perfection, that's a gift, that ability. Know when to go, sit on the wheel and then give it some stick. And off he went. Nobody could hold on to him, could he?
Well, rocking and rolling with those shoulders, and the big man just says thank you very much. Superb job, great riding in the final sprint for home. It's just exactly what you want. It's been a long day out there for these boys, and they've come home to claim their prize, and it's Rabobank, and top dog is Graham Brown, and I think he's screened the windows out here.
Again, they towed the sprinters through. You can imagine if you're a rider and you've bust a gun like this and suddenly the sprinters come zooming past you, it must feel terrible to them, because when there's only one or two sprinters you think, I'll gap this lot, because when they're up against teams that maybe got there's about 3 or 4 teams with big sprints in there, then riders we're seeing here having a bit of a go think, well, you know, I haven't got a chance, but I'm now thinking, well, there aren't those many top sprinters about the place, so we'll have a bit of a go. But Brown behind them was just choosing them out, looking at the gaps, absolutely worked it out to perfection. You can see himself, do I go this way, do I go that way? And he's almost like he's only in 4th gear. He hasn't got to knock it down a couple of notches yet. He's I'll just coast through, I'll come through. Look at him picking there in the orange jersey. I've got, that's a nice big wheel, that's a nice big wheel to get on, and so from that one now it's time to come off his wheel. Absolutely, that's anybody watching this who's thinking they're going to be a Roman sprinter in years gone by, any of your young lads switching into this, that's the tactics. You saw him all the way through, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah, he was one of the Euskaltel boys who was rocking alongside of him. I thought it was Matty Heyman, but we just forgive us for that. But it really was a compressed finish line by the end, and well, he kept his focus right the way through. Difficult indeed to do, David, when you're on a city course like this constantly, just to sort of maintain your rhythm, but plenty of time to actually just mentally at least set yourself up for the run for home. You know where you're going to make your break, especially the sprinters. He could almost time his acceleration points.
Yes, and just sort of vengeance there, and he's punching there. He's had a busy season, by the way. He started up right in the Tour of California, winning a stage back there. Right, that was right back in just end of February, early March it was. So no doubt about it that he's had a long season this time round. He used to start the season very early. I used to go out to the Tour of Langkawi, and he would win stage in that one quite regularly. He would also start the Tour Down Under, which I used to go out that in January. That's about January the 7th, I think it used to start. I got out there and see Graham would win stage in that one. Then he got to Langkawi, which was about 10 days after the finish of the Tour Down Under. Then he goes to Tour Langkawi, knock up the victories back there. Then by the time he entered the season, his ankle would go, or he felt stopped or this, that and the other, and he wouldn't have a very good season. But this time round he's going all the way through it as well, and there is Victor, and not only winning the stage, it looks like he's going to be in the leader's jersey as well.
Yeah, he will be. Tremendous push for home there. He, as David said, he's quite happy to tell you exactly what his form is, and he's kind of a mirror of himself, really, an open book, and that's what we like. Super job. So Graham Brown takes it. Much of the peloton will pick up the same time. There's a couple were about 4 or 5 seconds off the pace. It was a sort of secondary group came home. Nothing too serious as we go to tomorrow's second stage. Graham Brown, winner of the stage in the Tour of California, World Junior Pursuit Team specialist as well. He's kind of since that happened in 2001, he's really come to the form, and it really is about sprinting. And look at this, tremendous stuff, absolutely full on it there. And well, the rest of them were literally picking up the crumbs. He just had that gap, David, and it was all about the strategy on the run for home, not necessarily the power. Clearly he's got that, but so have so many around him. It was the route through, able to just pick it and play the game of chess in that sprint for home, and he mastered it today.
Brown got that, and he can take the leader's jersey as well going into the stage tomorrow. And the big thing, it's a flattish day tomorrow. There's a good opportunity for him to probably keep that jersey, but again, his team have got to defend that yellow jersey. Brown, the winner today, also then going into that yellow jersey tomorrow. His team will have to support him tomorrow.
They certainly will, and we'll be here live on Eurosport 2. Graham Brown, the leader of the Tour of Poland, only one full stage proper into what is going to be a very busy time, particularly for the sprinters. So watch Graham again tomorrow. They'll be working hard for him, and we look forward to that and having your company once again live on Eurosport 2, the biggest grid in town, belonging to Graham Brown. So light and airy, and a sense of calm settling on the city of Olsztyn. Tomorrow we're heading from Ostroda to Gdansk, the old shipyards, of course. There's a climb bang in the middle of it. I think we'll probably be joining just after that, but you never know your luck, so why don't you tune in and find out. Brown punching the air. He almost fell off, actually.
He did, didn't he? Well, that's the track sprinter for him. Certainly then Graham Brown in that victory today and the yellow jersey, but I think his team got a big job on tomorrow, because some people will be a bit sulking, I think, for not getting, particularly the Lamprey boys who rode their socks off and didn't get the victory and didn't get to keep that jersey.
They'll want revenge tomorrow, and we'll see how they get on. It's a long one, so we look forward to your company for that. My name's Carlton Kirby, alongside me, David Duffield. Join us again live on Eurosport 2 as we go to stage 3 of the Tour of Poland. See you then. Bye-bye.